You'd think that if a stock has already made you money, the hard part would be over, right? But then volatility picks up, the stock starts sliding, and the real mistake could actually be doing nothing. One sharp drop can wipe out months, even years of gains. And that's where a protective collar can save the trade. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly when the strategy makes sense, how the trade is built, and what you gain and give up before you place the trade. So first, let's talk about when you should use protective collars, because knowing how is all well and good, but knowing when allows you to use it strategically. First, protective collars are most useful when you already own shares that have gone up in value and you want to lock in gains without selling. Maybe you're afraid of further downside because of recent geopolitical events, or maybe you need to sell the stocks to pay for something, maybe within the year. With protective collars, you're protecting yourself against a sharp market drop. Also, collars can be valuable when you expect the stock to trade sideways. Third, they're helpful when you're looking for a low-cost hedge when you expect higher volatility. Think of earnings seasons, events, or market announcements that can send the stock up or down. Whatever the reason, the strategy provides downside protection by giving up a little upside. So now let's pick apart what a protective collar is. A protective collar is an option strategy where an investor who owns at least 100 shares of a stock or ETF buys a put option to limit their downside risk and simultaneously sells a covered call to generate income. This helps cover the cost of the put, sometimes entirely. So what's the catch? Well, the put creates the floor and the call creates the ceiling. So you get downside protection beyond a certain point at the expense of capping potential upside. Let's use a real-world example. Say you bought 100 shares of Microsoft stock years ago, and it was trading around $300. And the stock got as high as $500, but now it's trading at around $400. And now you're worried it could fall even further and you've had enough. A protective collar can be an inexpensive way to protect that position. First, you have to decide on the long put strike price. This is going to be the floor. This should be the level you're comfortable selling the stock if the price continues to decline. So in this case, let's say it's $395. That becomes your protection level. And now we've got to decide on expiration. How long are we going to get protection for? A week, a month, a year? Well, the longer the expiration, the more expensive it will be. With protective collars, I usually find that somewhere between 4 and 6 weeks is a sweet spot. So I'm going to change the expiration date here to April 10th, which is 34 days away from the time of recording. Next, we want to change the strike selection here in leg 2 to 395 and click apply. Leg 2 is your long put. This is your floor. And there we have it, a selection of protective collar trades. Right now, the $395 strike put costs $9.90 a share, or $990 for the contract. And that would be your total cost for protection if you were only using a long put. By the way, if you want to learn more about long puts and how you can profit from them, definitely check this video up here. Now, the other leg will also help subsidize the cost of that put, and that'll be your covered call. And you can even look for trades that more or less eliminate the cost of the long put. So here we see that the $420 strike call would net us $10.35 a share, and the $425 strike would get us $8.30. So let's pick the $420 strike. Also, if you want to know more about covered calls, I recorded an entire video about it up here as well. So to calculate the total cost of protective collars, subtract the cost of the long put from the premium you received from the short call. Or you could just check this column right here. Green means it's a credit, you get paid, and red means it's a debit, means you pay. Multiply it by 100 to get the contract price. So in this example, the trade starts at a 45-cent credit per share, or $45 total per contract. And you're essentially getting paid to protect your Microsoft shares should they trade below $395 at or before expiration. Now, let's fast forward to expiration. What happens if Microsoft didn't move much? Let's say it trades between the $395 and $420 strikes. Well, in that case, both your options expire worthless, and you get to keep that $45 credit and your 100 Microsoft shares. And this is often the best outcome for someone that's selling a protective collar. They keep and protect their shares from downside while subsidizing the cost of protection. After that, you can set up another protective collar if you like. Or if the market's improved, you might consider a different strategy. The point is you still have your 100 shares and the flexibility to do as you please. But what if the stock actually moved below $395 at expiration? Say Microsoft trades at $350 now. Well, in that case, your long put will be in the money, and it's going to be worth more than you paid. In this case, it'll have $45 of intrinsic value. More or less, that'll be the premium for the put. So you've got some choices here. You can sell the put for about $45 a share, or you can exercise it and sell your shares for $395 each if you no longer want them. Either way here, the P&L is going to be the same. Now, there is one thing to remember. Options have time value baked into the premium as well. So if you decide to sell the put while it's still got intrinsic and time value, you could receive a higher premium by closing out your trade rather than waiting until expiration. But that'll always depend on current market conditions. For example, volatility may be declining. For this type of trade, it's often best to wait it out. But what if at expiration, Microsoft trades above $420, your short call strike? Well, you will get assigned. It means you're going to be selling 100 Microsoft shares for $420 each. And that's the thing. It's going to happen regardless of how much the stock is trading for at expiration. Microsoft could be $450, $500, even $1,000 a share. Selling protective collars means getting downside protection at the expense of giving up a little upside. But what if you wanted a little more flexibility? For example, maybe to accept a lower floor or a higher ceiling, or both. Well, the good thing about protective collars is that you get to pick the strikes. So let's say you'd be fine with capping your upside at $450 while protecting your shares below $350. This time we can search using leg 1, which is the short call strike. Type in 450 and then click apply, and then look for the trade that has the $350 strike put. According to the screener, you can sell a $450 strike call on Microsoft for $2.25 a share and buy a $350 strike put for $2.27 a share. That brings your net debit to 2 cents a share, or just $2 for the trade. This time you're paying a small amount for protection. If Microsoft trades above $450 at expiration, you'll sell 100 shares at that price. If it trades below $350, say at $300 or $200 or whatever it might be, you still get to sell the shares at $350. It's as simple as that. By the way, if you want a quick reference guide for trading protective collars, check the link in the description below because I've left you a free downloadable cheat sheet. Now, let's cover one of the most important topics about the strategy, the risks of protective collars. The most obvious trade-off here is that your upside is capped. If the stock skyrockets while your collar is active, your profit is going to be capped at the short call strike. Also, when you sell options, there's always the risk of early assignment. Early assignment happens when the option holder exercises it before expiration. It means you will be forced to sell 100 of your shares to fulfill the obligation on your short call. This is an automated process. You don't get a choice in it. Nobody picks up the phone and calls you. It just happens within your brokerage account. The most common reasons for early assignment are when the stock is about to reach an ex-dividend date, when the call is deep in the money and there's profit to be made, and the buyer wants to get those 100 shares. If it happens, your collar collapses. The short call and the stock position disappear, but you do get paid 100 times the strike for each contract, and you're still left with a long put. Now, if the call option was exercised because it was in the money, the put option will likely have very little value left, especially if there's only a little time remaining until it expires. You could either sell it or just let it expire. But You never know with the markets today, it may turn around by expiration. Lastly, there may be some tax implications when you set up a protective collar, because this strategy involves offsetting positions. For example, if you're in the US, the trade may fall under Section 1259 of the Internal Revenue Code. Of course, that is beyond the scope of the video, so for any questions about tax, definitely consult a qualified tax advisor. The protective collar is one of the most powerful strategies for protecting your shares at a low cost. Actually, in some cases, you may even get paid to enter the trade. But then again, protection, it's never free. If you're not paying in dollars, it means you're paying in capped upside. The key is to know when it makes sense to use a collar and setting your strikes thoughtfully so the protection fits your goals. But what about you? Have you used the protective collar before? How did you set your strike prices? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're there, if you found the video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe because it helps others find the video, it supports the channel, and it makes sure that you don't miss out on our next deep dive. Well, that's it for me today in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.